Hi. Today we're going to talk about the Savvas, the last of the races that are starting characters. Right, so you've got the Savvas Cragheart. Rah. I'm a Savvas Cragheart. Right, and there's your little picture. Cragheart. So, what's important to know about the Savvas? Well, there's a few things, right? So, they're sort of like a race of sentient rock people, and they're genderless, right? So this is not a he, this is an it. Even though it kind of looks like a dude, it's not. It's genderless. Yeah, because they're rocks. They like reproduce asexually. It's sort of like this whole ritual, like where they take like the most powerful Savvas and like rip them apart, and then like all the little pieces grow into like their own Savvas. It sounds terrible, but it's actually like the highest honor because like only the most powerful Savvas are turned into more Savvas, right? And so that's like the highest goal of like any Savvas is like to become the most powerful, and so they like spend their whole lives like studying and practicing controlling elements because that's how they gauge power, is like how well you can control the elements around you. And so that's all that's important to them is power. And so the Cragheart is sort of has an interesting story of where, not everyone can hack it in that society. Like some people just aren't as good with controlling elements. And so the Craghearts are sort of a class of Savvas who've basically been cast out of society, and they have their chest sort of crushed in as a symbol of their failure, right? Because the chest of a Savvas is like different from the rest of them. It's like sort of more like glassy and that's an in-joke anyway. And they've got like these power cores inside their chest to like show people like what elements they've mastered. So like they crush the Cragheart's chest so that like he can never master any elements, and then he leaves society and is all by himself and is very sad. Sort of like, anyway, this is getting off topic. All right. So let's talk about the Cragheart. And the strategies for the Cragheart. The Cragheart's like totally awesome, right? He's like the best. Well, they're all the best. But Cragheart's really cool, right? Because he's sort of a jack of all trades. He's got like healing, and he's got range attacks and melee attacks, and he's just whatever you need him to do, he's there, and he can do it. He can just punch people in the face, or he can throw rocks at them.
He doesn't care. His chest isn't glass.
Right. He doesn't care. He's got no worries anymore.
Cool.
He's just there to punch people. That's what he's there for. Like the dog. The dog is angry. Right, so one of the main advantages of the Cragheart over other classes is his ability to do what could be considered pure damage, which is like not attack damage, but just like damage that is unaffected by shield, which is great against enemies with a lot of shield, like flame demons and shamans and living spirits. So he's got a number of abilities that just do damage. For instance, like the massive boulder is an attack 3, throw a big boulder at somebody, and then everyone around them just takes a point of damage. Doesn't matter who they are, they take a point of damage. Rumbling Advance is also really good for that. On the bottom, you just move 2 and then do a bunch of damage to everyone around you. Also, this is a really nice heal on the top, so that's important too. Also, it's important to take note that like all these cool abilities also generate earth, right? And earth is very important. You want to be generating earth as much as possible as a Cragheart, because that's how you're going to get experience. Like you're going to get a lot more experience playing the Cragheart if you're able to generate earth and then use abilities that consume earth to gain bonus experience. Also, the bottom of Crater is another really nice pure damage ability, where you can basically do like up to 3 damage to everything around you. If you like just don't move and just do damage, or you can do damage and move and then do damage to someone else. Basically, you're doing a lot of damage. What else? Oh, the other reason the Cragheart is just amazing is that he can manipulate obstacles, right? So, the stream that we did, not this last one, but on the ship, I guess that was like 2 ones ago. My friend Clinton like demonstrated really well how you can basically use obstacles to just like completely nullify enemies by just sort of trapping them. You can't like fully trap them because you can't like block off a section when you create obstacles from the rest, but you can like create like narrow corridors so they all get stuck like bottlenecked into one specific space, and then you laugh at them while you shoot them with your range attacks.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. So he can create obstacles, which is great, and he can also destroy obstacles, which is also useful in certain situations. And he gets a lot more abilities to manipulate obstacles. You can start like throwing them around and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So that's another reason why he's super awesome. What else? We've got like 2 really powerful abilities. You got Dirt Tornado, which just hits like a lot of people. It's great. It just
Dirt
hits a lot of people.
tornado.
Yeah, it's a dirt tornado. And then Unstable Upheaval can also be really powerful, especially if you consume Earth. You can hit a lot of people around you. And whenever you're hitting a lot of people, it's generally good, because you can do lots of damage. Just take out all those little guys. Just Unstable Upheaval, you're all dead. Good times. He's also got some pretty nice persistent abilities, like gain Retaliate 2 on the next 6 attacks. So, and again, Retaliate is pure damage. So, if you're facing a melee enemy with lots of shield, that can really help to get through that. Or you can play backup ammunition to make all your range attacks even better. Like add target, which allows you to add a target when on your range attack, so you're hitting 2 things instead of 1. You combine that with like Massive Boulder, and you get like the pure damage of the Massive Boulder twice as well, right? So you get to throw 2 Massive Boulders, which is great. We've also got a couple X cards here that are interesting. So, I mean, the first interesting thing is the bottom of both these cards is sort of like a good way to sort of focus on a build, like melee attacks versus range attacks. So, like, you can put this card in your hands and get +1 on all your range attacks. Well, that round. And then this one gives you +2 on all your melee attacks. These are also like both really good abilities, especially Heaving Swing is another pure damage ability where you can punch people into obstacles and then they'll destroy the obstacle and take damage. Or Forceful Storm is just really great for disarming a bunch of people. But anyway, I've talked a long time. Hopefully that was edifying as always, and hopefully now you can field your Cragheart and do lots of cool things. I'm sure you could probably do that before, but now you know.
I have a question.
Yes.
If I'm a Savvas and I have been chosen to get turned into lots of other Savvas, how does that compare to Baby Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I mean, it's kind of similar, right? I mean, like Groot like got destroyed, but you take a seedling and then like he comes back to life. It's kind of like that, but like they can like make lots of baby Savvas Groots.
What are Savvas? What is the plural of Savvas?
Savvas.
What are those like when they're babies?
I don't know, they're like little baby rock creatures.
Perfect.
Kind of like Baby Groot, but not really, because it's like they're not like, they can't like beat people up with their tentacles. which seemed to be the case in Guardians of the Galaxy. And they grow like fairly quickly into like, you know, normal sized creatures who then will learn how to control the elements.
And hopefully not get smashed in.
Yeah, hopefully not flunk out.
Cool.
Cool. That was a long video.
Yeah.
Are we done?
We can be.
This is all the birthday stuff
Yeah.
for my birthday.
Woo.
Yay!